Hi, so we're back today to talk about pelvic floor muscles during pregnancy and childbirth. And so as your baby grows and your uterus gets larger and heavier and your bladder and other organs are squished and squashed and you start to really notice the size of that baby inside. One of the consequences of that can be a bladder that can no longer cope with that pressure and might start to leak. So that is partly just the physical mass of your baby, but also the hormones during pregnancy can change your, you need to drink more, you might be up and uncomfortable all night, needing to empty your bladder. So a lot of physical changes during pregnancy, but one of the most important things you can do is really strengthen and tone those pelvic floor muscles, so that not only helps carry your baby better, but gives your bladder a fighting chance at being able to hold the contents and empty them when you want to empty them, not when it's deciding it's time to do it itself. So doing pelvic floor exercises, it's best to probably do them 2 to 3 times a day and maybe 2 sets of 10 good squeezes. And in the next video we're going to talk to you about how to actually engage the pelvic floors and do the exercises. But today it's really about the importance of doing those exercises. So the pelvic floors sit like a strings of a big basket that sits underneath the weight of the baby, and your uterus and your bladder and your bowel and lots of other organs are held up by those pelvic floor muscles. And so during pregnancy you really don't want those to stretch and lose their tone, because after you've had the baby you'll have real issues managing both your bladder, and you can have other complications as well, things like prolapses of the uterus. So there's some sort of minor inconveniences really in the greater scheme of things, which would be some mild urinary incontinence, but there's some much more serious medical reasons to really keep those pelvic floor muscles strong. So what we recommend is that every day during pregnancy you get yourself into the habit of doing, say 3 times a day, just 2 sets of 10 good squeezes. And you can learn how to do these pelvic floor exercises in our next video, where we'll talk you through some of the different imagery and ways to understand and check that you're doing it correctly. And there's a bit of a myth about actually during childbirth, can you have overly strengthened pelvic floor muscles? And the answer to that is a resounding no. There's absolutely no evidence that overdoing your pelvic floor muscles has any negative impact. The best thing you can do is make them as strong and robust as possible before childbirth. So that's a really important thing that's come out in recent research, and that's really important for you to understand that you must do these pelvic floor exercises, and there's definitely no downside, and there's a lot of risks of not doing them well. And so after childbirth, once you get home with your baby and you're starting to return to life in the new normal, it's going to be really important that you start to get, your hormones will be changing, you'll probably be breastfeeding, or you'll have a very different lifestyle to what you were used to. And so there's a lot of changes. You might be at home more, and it's a good time just to start to get in that habit of doing some gentle toning exercises to start to bring those pelvic floor and other muscles back into shape after childbirth. So we'll do a video series on that, some nice gentle Pilates-based toning exercises that you can do at home with a new baby, and you don't need any props or special equipment or even a lot of time. You can do these few sets of 5 minutes a day, and that'll make a huge difference to your recovery and confidence and ability to get out and about and stay active and do a great job of looking after your new baby and your family and yourself, most importantly. So stay tuned, and in the upcoming videos we'll be doing a few sessions next on how to engage your pelvic floors and to know that they're working and that you're doing these exercises correctly. Thank you.